I'm Dan Drake. This is Front Up on Geno TV and Channel 99. We're back again with a new show. We have today Alexandra Mannings and Annie Blackwell. Alexandra, why don't you start and tell us a little bit about yourself, why you're here, and not here, but on Nantucket. And then we'll give Annie a turn.
Okay, so I'm here on Nantucket as a part of the NSF RU program at MariaMitchell. So I'm here doing...
That's the research experience for undergraduates, right?
Yes, at MariaMitchell Observatory. And we're spending the summer about 10 weeks doing research on various astronomical subjects and topics.
What's your topic?
My topic is galaxy formation and evolution. So how galaxies form, but also how they change over time. And one way that we're looking at that is how the abundances of metals change over time. And so kind of probing the faraway galaxy to see how many metals they have.
Let's come back to that. Where do you go to school?
I go to University of Alabama.
University of Alabama. Annie, how about you?
Yeah, so I'm also a intern here with the astronomy program, the research experience for undergrads at MariaMitchell. I go to school at William & Mary in Williamsburg, Virginia. Yeah, I'm from kind of all over.
Well, where most recently, other than Williamsburg?
Stafford, Virginia. Just moved to Columbus, Ohio.
Good. What attracted you to the RU program at the MariaMitchell?
Yeah, mainly the observatory use. That was a big deal for me. I really wanted to make sure I had that hands-on experience throughout the summer, not just programming and coding in a bunch of languages like Python, but actually getting to use the telescopes and collecting data that we'll then analyze. It's a much more 360 experience.
Is this relatively true of this program relative to other RU programs? Because there are a number of them around the country.
Right, there are hundreds everywhere. But this one mainly focuses on getting that hands-on experience. That was something that MariaMitchell herself taught. She wanted her students to learn by doing. And so the MariaMitchell research program carries that through, and all of the RU students learn by doing everything. And that includes using the telescopes and running open nights and giving tours. And I really enjoyed that hands-on diving straight in.
And you, Alexandra, what appealed to you about it?
One thing that I really liked was the community engagement aspect of the program, how we do the open nights and tours and things like that, because I've always wanted experience working at an observatory and trying to communicate science to people, or just really interesting things that I've learned. And the community engagement has really forced me to learn a lot of stuff. But it's really nice getting to talk to people about that.
And you're teaching, really, aren't you?
Yeah, sometimes. And sometimes people teach me, so that's really exciting too. But that really drew me in, as well as the research and all of that.
Is the public engagement aspect of it, I think, interns I've talked to in the past, some of them feel it's kind of a pain. I gather neither of you feel that way.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Only thing is, well, like we give the tours every day, 2:00. And that sometimes will just kind of, if you're really in the groove of doing your work and things like that, and you have to get up and go give a tour, but also it's nice to just go outside and interact with people and things like that. So sometimes it can be a really nice reprieve.
Take a break.
Yeah.
So you work all day and then work all night, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
How many hours do you spend in the observatories at night, on average?
Well, we're lucky enough to have an automated system, so we just have to go in and turn it on, make sure the camera's really cool, and take flats, which are like a calibration sort of picture. And then we just set up the program and we can leave it running and do what's called Team Viewer, so we can see the computer in the dome on our laptops from back at our house. And so we monitor it that way.
Sitting in bed. Maybe
sometimes.
Not. Maybe not. That's cool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a really nice program, but we still have to get up at 4 a.m. in the mornings and go and turn it off and shut everything down. And Alex was up at 4 a.m. this morning doing that.
I'm glad you made the effort to come over here.
Not a problem.
What do you ultimately hope to do with your astronomy experience? Well, first, before that, you're doing research. The objective is to write a paper at some point, not necessarily before you leave Nantucket, but by when, the 1st of November or something like that, it's expected,
Well, I think the timeline kind of varies.
depending on the project.
Yeah, so I think Annie will be working on her project for the next year, the whole school year. So a paper definitely probably won't come into that until
The
later
end,
on,
yeah.
As for me, there will probably be work that I'm doing in the fall semester, and writing a paper will probably come along with that. But there usually are no hard deadlines, especially as we've heard. The paper process is just extremely frustrating and long,
Excruciating.
and it always takes longer than expected. So I think it's kind of hard to give a hard deadline, but definitely.
But isn't it
before
true
the end
that
of
for the
year.
last several years at least, almost all the interns have had their papers published?
I'm not
don't know
sure.
any of the numbers, but I wouldn't be surprised if a number of interns have.
Yeah. I know there was one year, 3 or 4 years ago, when they all were published.
Oh wow!
And
We can do that again.
Yes.
That would be nice.
yeah, that'd be great. That's something to aspire to. Yeah. So anyway, Annie, you first. What would you like to do with your astronomy? I assume you're an astronomy major, some kind of physical science major.
I'm a pure physics major. My school doesn't have an astronomy program, unfortunately, so I learn astronomy by self-teaching and doing programs like this.
Just like Mariah.
Exactly. Follow in her spirit.
Right.
So I hope to apply to a PhD program in astrophysics this upcoming fall, and depending on where I get accepted to, I will go, hopefully, to a program and get my PhD in astrophysics, and from there do research, maybe get a faculty position at a university, or maybe join like a large space-bound telescope and work there. We'll see.
And how about you, Alexandra?
I'd also like to apply to a PhD program.
Are you majoring in
somewhere.
astronomy?
I'm a physics major on the astrophysics track, so it requires some astronomy courses and things like that. But yes, definitely grad school, and then figure it out from there. I'm not quite sure what direction.
Have any of your classmates gone into any of the other REU programs that you're aware of? Either one?
Like just from our school?
From your school, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have a number of colleagues in my program who have gone to programs all over the states and all over the world. Actually, one of them is in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you?
Yes, I've also had classmates. I actually didn't know that someone was at an REU around the same area that I was, and they came to visit us. I'm like, whoa! So that was really cool.
They came
so-
here to visit.
No,
Oh,
this
yeah,
was actually a few
that's-
summers
okay.
ago, and their REU was just a few minutes away, and so we all kind of met up to talk about.
So you've done
things.
this before? Is this your? Where else have you done it?
I did one in New York at the American Museum of Natural History, and I did another in Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, it's not a bad place.
Not at all.
And have you done them before, or is this your first
Yeah.
one? Where have you done them?
So last summer I was at Brigham Young University in Utah.
They have a
studying.
pretty clear sky out there, don't
Oh,
they?
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And
Well,
the
they do
hikes
in
the
Boulder
mountains.
too. The skies are pretty clear as well.
Yes, very.
Yeah, well, that's a great. Those are great experiences that you've both had. Well, thank you for coming and sharing with us. I think it's
course.
speaks well to both you and the program. And I wish you well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
Take care.